a lady, I got a lady, I got a lady. Hey, I got a lady, I got a lady. Hey, name is the upper echelon, she a debater, baby. She can give it to you straight, no chaser. She got the smarts, she got the heart, she got the confidence, baby. Baby, she the upper echelon. You know you intimidated. Stupid can't play with smart. She got the smart, she got the smart, she got the heart, she got the confidence. Baby, she the upper echelon. You know you intimidated. Stupid can't play with smart. 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 Hey, I got a lady, I got a lady, I got a lady. Hey, I got a lady, I got a lady. Hey, name is the upper echelon, she a debater, baby. She can give it to you straight, no chaser. She got the smarts, she got the heart, she got the confidence, baby, she the upper echelon. You know you intimidated. Stupid can't play with smart. She got the smart, she got the smart, she got the heart, she got the confidence. Baby, she the upper echelon. You know you intimidated. Stupid can't play with smart. 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 Hey, I got a lady, I got a lady, I got a lady. Hey, I got a lady, I got a lady. Hey, name is the upper echelon, she a debater, baby. She can give it to you straight, no chaser. She got the smarts, she got the heart, she got the confidence, baby, she the upper echelon. You know you intimidated. Stupid can't play with smart. She got the smart, she got the smart, she got the heart, she got the confidence. Baby, she the upper echelon. You know you intimidated. Stupid can't play with smart. 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 Stupid can't play with smart.
Welcome to the Upper Echelon podcast. We keep it here because why? Because we ain't never ever scared. Hit that like button on your way in. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel already and you're in the chat. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell so that you can be notified of any time that I go live. Future also hype me up. Big shout out to Danny for creating my intro I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know, I think this is gonna be my new like thing right here. I don't know. I didn't even make that up. Danny made that up. Danny made that up. It's like, girl, you know me very, very well because that's some shit I was saying. That is, you guys. We're gonna I'm gonna do my shout outs to the folks that are in the room, and then after I do that, we are gonna get into the topic. Now I did write inside of the chat a couple of things just so that you guys know, just a couple of disclaimers because tonight we are speaking on a very, very sensitive subject, and this video won't be, well, I wouldn't say it would be flagged, but this won't be placed on this video. So I did put a small goal for stickers just to help me out with the revenue for this work here that I'm doing. Okay. So if you would like to help me reach my goal, it'll be greatly so much, Christina, for that 2-month. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Premium Woman, for that $5 super sticker. I appreciate your support. 4 more to go. And slinging them super stickers. Before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and read my disclaimer. Shout out to Terry for coming in. For everyone, I appreciate him so much. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the 1976, allowances made fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Everything in this live stream is for entertainment purposes only. I repeat, for entertainment purposes only. And again, viewer discretion is advised for this particular live stream due to the semi-graphic, because I to use but you guys understand, you guys get the gist. Shout out to Terry Dow, thank you. What's going on? D Ham is in the room. For Love Cat, CN, welcome in. Hey Candy Kisses, hey Blueberry Boots, what's going on? Ronethia, hey Raquel, welcome in. I see Candy down there with the dancing emojis. She lovely. Shalom, welcome in. Hey Cheryl Wagner, Teresa Rosalind Loving, Premium Woman, again, welcome in. Girl, welcome in. Cashrell, welcome in. Did I miss anybody? Hey Joanne. Hey Lisa Mitchell, Kiana with a Q. Okay, let me scroll down. I don't want to miss anybody. Hey Robin Lots. So Pretty Germ. Batenda, Brittany Davis on the topic. Now, if you guys are not familiar with the story of A. Marie, I want to call her A. Marie. I've done research on this story, and some people call her A. Marie, some people call her Amari. I'm going to call her A. Marie because it looks like it's spelled like A. Marie. Okay, so this story is about a little 5-year-old girl named A. Marie Jones, who was abducted by 3 children. Let me mute my notifications really here. Well, I guess that's okay. This young lady was abducted by 3 children, an 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 10-year-old. Now, this occurred when the mother was actually going to go get a medical procedure, and she dropped A. Marie off with a trusted family member. While A. Marie was with that trusted family member, 3 children approached A. Marie and took her away to, quote unquote. Later on, the family member that A. Marie was left with couldn't find her. And so she was asking the children in the area, hey, have you seen A. Marie? Have you seen her? Have you seen her? The children looked her dead in the face and said, no, we have not seen her and continued playing like a regular day. Okay. Fast forward before I get in Facebook post. Fast forward, one of the boys that abducted A. Marie, actually mother brought him to the friend's house, her know where A. Marie was. And unfortunately, A. Marie was in an empty field very far away from the area that they were playing, very close to losing her life. They found her just in time. Now we're gonna get into Lori, and this topic is really to talk about psychology behind how children can also do some very, and how in some states that the laws are not set up to either rehabilitate or to children. Okay, and that is the issue that A. Marie's mother was going through, trying to fight for justice for her daughter at the time. The issue was at the time that these three children admitted that they had done this act, had not been charged with anything due to their age. This incident happened September, I want to tell you the wrong thing, September 13th of this year. The children were just charged with this crime today, October 15th, so a little over a month. So we're going to get into some detail about this story, and moving forward, you guys, as the case goes on, if transparent with the case, because again, these are minors and some things are sealed when it comes to minors, right? So if they allow this story to be more public and we're able to get more information, then I'll bring you guys updates and stuff like that. So we'll just have to wait and see. So let's the mother's Facebook post, okay, on that she made on October 6th. So let's pull this up. Now, the reason that the mom came to Facebook and made this post was because mom stated on several occasions that I want to bring this situation to, social media, because she did not televise her daughter's trauma. She didn't want to put her daughter's trauma out there for the world to see. But unfortunately, in a way, she was forced to do so because she felt like she wasn't received, that she felt that she deserved and that her daughter deserved. Now, her mother's name is Ontavia Kennebrew. That's Ontavia Kennebrew. So on October 6th, she made this post on her Facebook page, and it basically went viral and it got a lot of attention from the community. Now, this is a story, I don't know if I mentioned this, out of Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, so we're gonna get into it, y'all. Get into the post that Ontavia made on October. Now, again, Ontavia waited almost, not quite, but she waited a month before she brought this to social media. She became so frustrated because she thought that these kids were going to get off with what they get off with the crime, right? So she came to social media for help, and it looks like it worked. It looks like it worked because, like, as for the children were charged. Okay, let me correct that. Two of the children were charged. The 10-year-old, 9-year-old were charged. The 8-year-old still has not been charged due to his age. The part about this, when I get into detail, as much detail as I can get into, and okay, so I'm breaking. Okay, let's see. Maybe because I pulled it down. Okay, how is it now, you guys? If my audio is better now, just drop a 1 in the chat for me, and then I'll continue. Let me switch this. Okay. Drop a 1 if how do I put it like this? Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. If I'm not glitching anymore, because I'm looking at the comments. I see you guys are saying that that it glitched. So if I sound better, okay, thank you, Raquel. Okay, so this is what Ontavia posted October 6th, okay? On September 13th, 2025, my daughter resided at a trusted family member's residence around the area of 145th and St. Clair while I underwent a medical procedure. Now I'm gonna read this the best I can, y'all, because a lot of run-on sentences. You could tell she wrote it while she was emotional. So if I stop or pause or whatever, it's because it's a little difficult to read in some places. And if I glitch, you guys, I'll be right back. Y'all know it can get a little ghetto over here with the audio. So just bear with me. Okay, so let me start over. On September 13th, 2025, my daughter resided at a trusted family member's residence around the area of 145th in St. Clair while I underwent a medical procedure. While she was away, a phone call from my family member stating that my daughter walked out of the house and she couldn't find her anywhere and that the authorities were contacted. I immediately was filled in a panic and I rushed out of my house to arrive to the scene. As soon as I got there, I ran to the EMS truck where I found my daughter unresponsive, bloody, with her hair pulled from her scalp, her body covered in bruises, and her fingernails filled in dirt, her eyes filled with blood, her neck showing signs of strangulation, her mouth and lips bloody, her private area filled with debris and dirt, and a big lump on her head. I couldn't believe what I saw in front of me. My daughter did not look like herself. She was traumatized. She was shaking up a group of bigger kids. This is y'all, I'm telling you, so it's a couple mistakes here. Around, and I think what she meant to say is she was playing with a group of bigger kids around ages 8, 9, and 10. The crazy part, you guys, is that the 10-year-old is actually a girl. The oldest child that did this to her is a female. Okay? And the 9 and the 8-year-old are male. So she was playing with kids older than her around ages 8, 9, and 10. Walked up to my daughter, presenting themselves as friendly. Took her by the hand and walked her to a field that was far away from my residence. In that field, they beat my daughter until she was unconscious. This girl is 5 years old, y'all. 5-year-old baby. They ripped out her hair. They held my daughter down as they SA'd her. They also shoved sticks down her throat, down her private area. They stripped her naked and strangled with her own shirt. One of the children then proceeded to take out his private and leave her covered with urine. They beat her and SA'd her until she was unconscious and unresponsive. One of the 3 kids bit her bottom. Okay, these are kids doing this. I'm gonna stop right here for a second because I'm gonna say the fact that kids could even think to do something like this is scary, right? One of the children bit her bottom to hold her still as they SA'd her. The kids then left her there where she was, not telling any adults, thinking they succeeded in unaliving her. And they continued to play by the family member's home as she was still looking for the little girl. Okay. It says she saw 2 out of 3 of the children that lived on the street that she had, and she let them know that she had been looking for the little girl. 3 of the children stated that they had not harmed the daughter and walked up to them and asked if she's all over the place with this. She was out of her mind when she wrote it. When I say out of her mind, she wasn't proofreading. You could just tell. But let me just keep on doing the best I can. And walked up to them and asked them if they saw a little girl. They her with no remorse and told her no, and continued playing, knowing what they had just done to my daughter. As my family member went back to her house waiting on the authorities, the same kids who she had questioned came to her with their mother, that they know where my daughter is. Then the same 2 kids then stated that they did not know where my daughter was. Now with their mother, they took my family member to where my daughter was found in the field, naked, brutally beaten, penetrated, and unresponsive. Her clothes, her hair, and later found her shoes were all scattered around the field. My cousin, in a panic, placed my daughter in her vehicle, rushed her back to the house, and continued waiting for the authorities to get there. Let me stop here and check my comments, make sure everything's okay with my Okay. My daughter is completely traumatized. I am completely traumatized. These kids broke my daughter's spirit. They took away her boundaries. They SA'd her and continuously beat her. I never wanted to get media involved because I didn't want my daughter's trauma plastered everywhere. When she was everywhere, when she was the so that she could constantly see what happened to her and what she had been through. And I also trusted that she was going to get the justice that she needed. I am bringing this to social media today because the authorities are failing my daughter. They are trying to tell me that the two kids can't and won't be charged because they are 8 and old, even though they attempted to unalive my baby and they SA'd and beat her. They are saying legally these two boys cannot be charged. I need help and I need justice for my daughter. I have reached out to a legal aid and the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association for legal help. I also reached out to the RAPE crisis to get me a victim advocate that I was told can help me on the justice side. I have been advocating for my daughter and I'm not getting any help. I also contacted the mayor of Cleveland, Ohio's office to try and get help. I have not received any yet. Let me hear because it's pretty long. I want to stop here for a moment because I want to show y'all, and then I'll just catch up on where I am. I just want to show you guys this that these kids did this to. So this is A. Marie. This is the 5-year-old baby that these 3 kids did this to. And I really want to bring awareness to this because I think it's so important. One of the things that I always say, and I have always said, is that you have to watch kids around kids. You have to watch kids around kids. Some kids are exposed to way more than what you think they are. Way more than what you think they are. It can be that your child may be more taken care of than those children. It could be a jealousy thing. You just never know. So you have to be sure. And I'll get into that part a little bit further because I want to speak on the family member whose home that she was at. In my opinion, and I'm gonna get back to the post that Mom made and finish reading the rest of that. But in my opinion, I do not believe, regardless of what type of community that you live in, whether it's a bad community, a safe community, a community where a lot of crime doesn't happen. You hear some people saying, "Oh, I leave my front door open at night or unlocked. That's how quiet and safe it is in my neighborhood." You never know. And a child that's 5 years old has no business being playing outside unsupervised, in my opinion. And so I just wonder, is this something that's common for the family? Would the mother had allowed her to be outside unsupervised? Or is this just something that the family member allowed her to do? Because anytime you let somebody watch your children, it's some things that you have to make clear and ask them to do. Hey, I don't allow my child to play outside unsupervised. Hey, I don't allow my child to do cook by themselves. They're not allowed to operate certain things by themselves. Certain things have to be told because everybody don't watch kids the same. So I'm wondering about that. And I'm wondering because I don't think the family member spoke out. But let me get back to catch up on where I was, y'all, so we can finish out this post. They literally tried to unalive my daughter. These are not now we where we stopped at is where she where Antavia is telling us that she tried to contact the mayor's office to try to get help. And keep in mind the incident happened September 13th. Antavia wrote this post October 6th. So it had almost been a month by the time she wrote this post, and she still was not getting any help in trying to see if her child was going to receive justice in this situation. And she was feeling like, as a mother, she failed her child because she felt guilt that she left her child in family members' care, and this happened to her, and then she's feeling double guilt the because it seems like these children were going unpunished, and who wouldn't feel guilty? Thank you, Candy Kisses. Did I if I missed anything, I did. I'm gonna get to the comments in 1 second. Let me finish this out, y'all. I read that part. These are not normal kids themselves, and their parents need to be held accountable. My daughter is not the same. She's having behavioral problems. She is not mentally okay. I am not mentally okay. Me not getting justice for my daughter makes me feel like I failed her. She is saying suicidal things. She is breaking down. She hates talking about what happened to her, and I am breaking down with her. I have set her up with a therapist and also seeking one for myself. I cannot sleep. I can barely eat. I keep repeating, seeing images of my baby in that field. She is only 5, and these horrific things that has happened to her. Please help. Please help. Please look at this as if it was your own kid. This is not gossip. This is not funny matter. This is not nothing to not take serious. That's how she wrote it, y'all. This is our life. Please help us. There is more graphic photos of when she looked way worse. I'm not comfortable posting. Okay, so below, I should picture that beautiful little girl. This is what they did to this girl. This is what, now let me pull my pull this down so you guys can see it better. This is what they did to the baby. An 8-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 10-year-old. Children this is what they did to her. As you can see, her braids are missing. They literally pulled her hair, her braids from the scalp out of her head. And then this is a picture of her. This looks like this. You know what? I believe this is this right here looks like it's a recent picture because she has the same hairstyle and the same hair beads in. So this is very recent. I'm wondering if this picture is the same day that it happened. I don't know. Same hair beads, same hair barrettes, same hairstyle. So this picture was taken very recent to before you can tell because it's the exact same hairstyle. Okay. So I'm gonna pull this down. And I'm gonna get into some comments before I play you guys this video. It really is. It really is. And I was watching coverage of this story on another YouTube channel, and they made such a good point because the laws for children that commit like these horrific adult crimes are so I don't know non-existent, damn near non-existent. And so the debate lies in what should happen to these kids when they commit these crimes. If you ask me, to the video of the news coverage where the mom is verbalizing what happened to her baby. But if you ask me, in certain instances, if a child does this to another child, I believe that child needs to go. I believe that child needs to be locked up. Period. I saw a lot of comments on this topic on Facebook, on YouTube, where there's so many people that are saying that these children need to be in programs and maybe rehabilitation centers. I say lock them up. Lock their ass, lock them up and lock up their parents as well. Because you cannot tell me, I just simply do not believe that these 3 kids did not display any type of sadistic, disturbing, some sort of bizarre behavior that may have tipped off these parents that these kids may need some help, psychological help, a psychiatric evaluation, medication. If they need to look deeper into it, because if it turns out that any of these kids were diagnosed with anything, in the past, but they're not being medicated, then that's neglect on the parents' part. If the parents is if the parents' job, a part of the parents' job is not just to feed and clothe your children. A part of the parents' job is to make sure that your child is mentally well. Make sure that they're okay in the head. And if they're not, it is your job to make sure that do whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that they're okay in the head, so that they don't run out here and traumatize somebody else's kid. All of our children have to coexist. So it's your job as a parent to make sure that your child is okay mentally. I just don't believe that these kids have never displayed any behaviors that before this incident, because this incident was too severe for a 8 and a 9-year-old boy to know anything about what they did to her is crazy. It's crazy. Lock them up. Matter of fact, lock them up, but lock them up, but lock them up with their parents. Them and their parents need to share a jail cell. How about that? Because ain't no world. It's no way in the world. What's posted when I started looking into this story, children had not been charged yet. So initially I will go live and talk about that. But today, the day that I said I'm gonna talk about it, boom, they were charged. Tell you how long a situation can Candy Kisses, you laughing at me because I said concerned about the supervision of the child, and the child, then lock them up in jail cell together. She can raise her child up in there. But shout out to who is that? Somebody just Rosalind, thank you so much. Let me get into this really quick. Hold on, let me pull this down. Yeah, lock their ass up with their parents, because it just ain't no way in the world. And another thing that I don't like is the fact that these depending on what state you live in, with a child and you commit a heinous crime, there is no law in a lot of states that these kids' mug shots have to be posted. It's secret. When they do these things, it's secret. Half the time they don't get punished the way that they're supposed to, and then it's not publicized what they did. It's not publicized. It's secret in most states. Now, I believe in the state of Florida, they don't give a fuck. In the state of Florida, if a child commits a felony like this, they're going to not only publicize the child's mugshot, but they're going to also put the child's address public for everybody to see what that child did. And guess what? The reoffender rate for children in Florida is extremely low, to show me that a deterrent from children committing these crimes is, hey, if your child commit a crime, the whole world gonna know your child committed the crime. It ain't gonna be Jane Doe, John Lewis. It ain't gonna be because somebody who, it could be anybody. No, it's gonna be bastard in the newspaper or on a website saying that they did this. And so parents seem to be more careful with their children in Florida, being less neglectful with their child mental health in Florida, because for children in Florida is extremely low due to that method. So speaking of, after this situation happened, mom actually created a petition that has a lot of names on it. I signed it as well, to actually get the laws in Ohio changed to where, certain where basically age doesn't matter, because only 2 of the children were charged. The 8-year-old still wasn't last up too, because that's just. But okay, so let me show you guys this video. This shit is really heartbreaking. Okay, where is it? Pulled it up. Here it is. And y'all mom crying, that really like hurt my feelings. Hey, yeah, I know it was in Cleveland, Ohio. We were just talking about how in some states, including Ohio, they don't post the children's mugs, very secret and anonymous to minors, even if they commit a felony such as this one. Renizzle said, "I agree with you, Upper. Can you imagine these middle and high school kids? I don't even want to think about it, child. Woo. It's actually scary." Love Cat said, "It is possible that those kids have say, and that's why they mimic it on." Also, a thing that I consider is that it could have happened to them, because a lot of times he's violated in that way. They do reoffend, or not reoffend, but they do mimic, like you said, mimic the behaviors themselves. A lot of times when you have older people that are sex offenders, a lot of those people went through that same thing as a child. So that is very possible. But see, this is the reason why, as parents, we have to pay really attention to our children. We have to talk to our kids. We have to have uncomfortable conversations. We have to have conversations that they may not want to have, because if you need help, I want to be able to get you that help. So open up the lines of communication in the home. And I think that's a part of the problem too. We live in a society that, is technology. The tablets are babysitting kids, and visions are babysitting kids. Video kids are learning from music videos and TikTok and stuff like that, and they're being exposed to things that we were never exposed to growing up. They're seeing things that we didn't learn about until we know about the shit already, because of the internet and the hey Shari, thank you, Candy Kisses. Poo Poo Nana said, and they will send the kids back home to their parents because juvenile detention center is crowded and low staff. Well, like I told the chat before I started the live, I'm definitely going to keep up with the case. I'm going to report it, whatever ends up happening. If they end up sending the kids back home, that's quite unfortunate. I'm going to show you guys another story, actually, towards the end of this live, where about a child offender that was actually arrested, committed an unaliving of a 4-year-old boy at the age of 13. And he was arrested. He was charged and convicted and sentenced to 9 years to life in prison. He happened in the early 90s. So I'm going to show you guys that story. Before I do that, let me pull up this video.
And we begin at mother wanting justice. She says her year-old daughter was beaten, abused, and traumatized. I'm Katie Houston.
And I'm Damon Malone. We first learned about this after receiving multiple phone calls about a Facebook post detailing the violent attack.
News 5's Nadine Abusada sat down with that mother who wants everyone, Nadine, to know what happened to her daughter.
Katie, Damon, we want to warn those that are watching that what you're about to see may be graphic and disturbing, as a mother demands answers and justice for her daughter. She admits.
Yeah, she literally will crack you up. Like, she's so proper, the way she talks, everything about her, like, bubbly.
When talking about her 5-year-old daughter, and Tavia Kennebrew lights up.
She is very, very affectionate.
But sadly, that joy
It was horrible.
is broken.
The bubbly 5-year-old. I know she was not there no more.
We're not naming the child or showing her face because she is a minor. But this horrific story begins on September 13th. And Tavia says she left her 5-year-old daughter at a family member's house. Then she got a call. Her daughter was missing. The little girl was already in an ambulance.
I recognized my daughter. Her hair was ripped out of her head. She had blood and bruises all over. Her nails was filled in dirt, and she She was unresponsive.
Tavia says her daughter was taken to a wooded area where a group of children attacked her. The accusations, which include sexual assault, are too disturbing to share with you.
That is so evil. It's so evil.
News reached out to Cleveland police regarding this.
What can you tell me about this investigation involving a 5-year-old allegedly being assaulted?
It is an active investigation. The Cleveland Division of Police is conducting at this time.
And a state department confirmed that the Sex Crimes and Child Abuse Unit is actively investigating a case involving multiple children under the age of 10, both as victims and as suspects.
And we have to protect the victims have just as well as suspects in these cases.
And Tavia says her daughter spent about a week in the hospital. She opened her eyes.
She was screaming. When she woke up, she said they killed me. She thought she was dead.
The memories came flooding back.
To hear your baby say that she dead, what? A 5-year-old shouldn't even know that word. Like,
How is she now?
she's mentally and behaviorally. She say things that she never said before. More violent, more suicidal things.
She says now her focus is on just making sure her daughter heals and getting justice.
You posted about it. Why? Why did you want to speak out regarding what happened to your daughter?
Justice for my daughter.
When you say justice, what does that look like?
And the pain that was inflicted on my daughter, they get what they deserve.
As of now, no charge filed in this case, and Cleveland police reiterate that it is still under investigation for Tavia's legal representation, and she plans to keep fighting until she gets justice. Damon, Katie, truly a heartbreaking story.
Nadine,
Terrible. I believe that. Happy birthday, Creisha. Happy birthday and welcome in. I believe that not only be charged in their names and faces all over the place, all over you can just get access when you type their names in, and that stays on their record until they become that not only them but so their parents as well. And then you have some people that do want to dig a little deeper and say, well, fully developed. You got those people that, oh, well, children are not fully developed, and your frontal lobe in your 20s. We understand that, but we're not going to use the lobe ain't developed and that make me a murderer. That ain't me. No, the frontal lobe in your brain, the frontal lobe of your brain that helps you to make rational decisions, decision-making skills. And that doesn't fully develop until you're much older. That does not mean that it doesn't give you common sense. It doesn't mean that you don't that you don't know not to harm and hurt people. Even the smallest child knows, oh, if somebody falls, oh, are you okay? Even the smallest child has sympathy. So we can't use that excuse, oh, well, they're still learning, so I don't want to hear that shit. Lock their ass up. Lock their asses up. Let me close this out. Guys, hold on. Where is it? I do want to show you guys the petition. But before I get into that, now, love that this case had. I don't love that this even happened, but I love that this case had this particular aspect of, because I do know that there's another case that I was covering, and I may still touch on if anything happens with it, the Meeks case. And in that case, there's a situation going on right now where no charges have been filed, and there's an open investigation. And a lot of people think because no one has been apprehended at this time, and because it's been a month, that means that nothing is. Now, I'm not. I don't know what's going to happen. What I want to say is that a person not being apprehended immediately or continuing on for an extended period of time is not a absolute that no one will be arrested and charged in the future. That is okay. So I'm going in and out. So Pretty Germ said I'm going in and out. So I'm gonna keep talking. One in the chat whenever I start sounding better. Good night, Candy Kisses. Thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you and modding for me. Okay. I'm still going in and out, then drop a 2. I don't know, because I don't see any ones yet. So drop a 2. If I'm okay, I am. Let me see. Because I'm scared to make any changes, because if I do that, then I feel like I'll mess it up more. Yep. 2, the 8 and the 9 and the 10-year-old have been arrested, but the 8-year-old has to the laws in Ohio. So the 8 year is possible because I'm hearing that I'm breaking up. I don't know if I still am or not. Okay, I sound fine. Good. Okay, thank you. So the 8-year-old has not been arrested, which is really a part of the reason why the petition started. The petition is, I think that she got, I want to say, let me look. I don't want to guess. She got over 8,000 on the petition. I signed it today. And I'm going to read that to you guys, but that I do want to touch on the aspect of children had not been charged for almost a month, and they were just charged today. Today is October 15th. It occurred September 13th. September 13th. Not only did it occur September 13th, but the perpetrators, which were the 3 children, admitted to doing it. So there were no question as far as who committed this heinous act. There was no question about it because they're not in law enforcement, and their enforcement does, including myself to a certain degree. And oh my goodness, they're going to get away with it because nobody's in jail right now. And everybody can see mom took to social media like, what are y'all doing? Which could have been one of the factors as to why they were charged. But even after mom wrote the post, mom wrote that post on social media October 6th. They were just charged today, October 15th. So there's a process with things. Not exactly sure what happened with this. I know there's a factor and a concern for these kids. You know, as far as their age, even though they committed the crime that they committed, but it's a lot of that when it comes to these cases. Now, I do want to read a couple of things so that we're not, speculating. So, the most common reasons for releasing anyone, whether it be children or whoever, it could be because there's not enough evidence, burden for filing charges. An arrest can be made on probable cause, but prosecutors require more to secure a conviction. Law enforcement may release the suspect to continue building without facing a strict charges. This is often the situation in complex investigations involving forensics or multiple individuals. So one, it could be that more investigation in order to analyze evidence from crime labs or forensic accounting, pursue leads, locate additional witnesses, or re-interview existing witnesses, execute more search warrants, obtain further evidence, monitor the suspect's movements where they're legally permissible. So there's a lot of reasons why an investigation would still be on, even in what looks like a cut and white yes and no case. So there's a lot of reasons. And then remember what I said, it has to be enough evidence to meet the legal burden. That's pretty, it's a lot more. I'll leave that where it is. Very, very, very happy for the mother. I'd have gotten all of them because the 8-year-old was not charged due to his age, but at least she was able to get the 10 and the 9-year-old. Okay, so let me bring this down. I do want guys a quick shot of this petition. Now I signed it. Now this petition was created to change Ohio's juvenile justice for young offenders. I'm not going to read everything. Well, I'm going to read some of it because I want to get to something else, and I don't want to take. I know it's late and y'all got to go to work. I don't want to take up too much of your time. So again, this I told a story. Shoot, then it got way more than 8,000. When she posted it, it had 8,000, but now it has 40,060 signatures on this petition. It again is to change Ohio's juvenile justice loophole for young offenders. The issue is, now this is Ontavia here. She says, I'm a mother deeply committed to ensuring the safety, voice, and protection of all children. Mom didn't write it. Who wrote it? Let me see. Let me go down. Petition started is Ebony Spano. Not really sure how she knows her, but maybe she'll say it here inside of the narrative. Met Ontavia Kennebrew, the mother of 5-year-old A. Marie. My heart broke as she shared her devastating story. Despite the unimaginable harm that befell A. Marie, Ontavia was told that the 8 and 9-year-olds involved cannot be charged due to their age. As a mom and a community leader, I cannot stand idly by in the face of such injustice. Our juvenile justice system is failing our children, both victims and those who need intervention at crucial stages of their development. Under current Ohio law, prosecutors are prohibited from transferring juvenile cases to adult court unless the youth is at least 14 years old. As a result, most counties opt not to pursue delinquency cases against children younger than 12, leaving severe cases of physical assault, abuse, or cruelty in a legal limbo where no one is held accountable. This legal loophole means that 8 and 9-year-olds can commit serious acts without any consequences or behavioral interventions, risking further harm to themselves and others. Hold on, let me see who's. Thank you, Anta. Oh, I don't want to say your. Thank you, Miss Williams. I'll say that. Thank you, Miss Williams. I appreciate that. Cash App. Serious acts without consequence, risking further harm to themselves and others. The system currently does not address, rehabilitate young offenders who may need guidance and support to prevent escalation to more serious offenses. I propose to change to Ohio's juvenile justice law to fill this dangerous gap, beginning with mandatory psychological evaluations for any child under 12 accused of a violent act. These evaluations should determine what comes next, whether the child needs intensive therapy, family intervention, or in the most severe cases, secure placement in a juvenile facility that focuses on treatment and safety. This isn't about punishing children, it's about protecting all children. It's about facing the reality that violent behavior at 8 or 9 years old signals deep trauma, not kids being kids. Ignoring it helps no one, not the victim, not the child who caused harm, not the community that has to face the consequences later. Ohio needs a clear, evidence-based process that starts with professional assessment, then directs each case to the right level of intervention, therapeutic, behavioral, or judicial. Every child deserves a path toward accountability, healing, and safety. I call in Ohio lawmakers to act urgently and create legislation that requires early evaluation, appropriate intervention, and real accountability for violent juvenile cases under 12. We can protect our kids and rebuild public trust in our system, but only if we stop letting legal loopholes make excuses for violence. Let us fight for a robust system that addresses these critical issues and ensures the safety and well-being of all Ohio's children. Please sign this petition to demand justice, reform in Ohio for our youngest and most vulnerable residents. Together, we can make a difference. And like I said before, this petition got over 40,000 signatures. And then I'm looking down here, and she has decision makers listed at the bottom: U.S. Senate, Ohio, John Husted and Bernie Moreno. I had an Ohio person in here. Do y'all recognize those names? Thank you, CSBSN. I appreciate that super chat or super sticker. Thank you. Let me look at some of my comments. Hey, Royalty Harris, welcome in. Thank you for, I know you're late, but thank you for coming in. You can just hit the replay. Hey, Corporate Thuggin. Kim Colby says, I have not heard about this story yet. It's a really sad story, y'all. It's a really sad story. But to be honest with you, even though it's a sad story, like I said, I was prepared to come live today and talk about how these children have charged with what they did. But thank God today, charges were filed for these children. Been filed for all of them, but at least, you know, they got 2 of them. The 8-year-old got lucky. Okay, so let me pull this down. I want to show y'all something. This is really disturbing. When I tell y'all already know how I feel about true crime. I've known about this story forever. And this child here, children, in the case of, but this is just an example of how sick children can be. This particular child, now this happened years and years, but a young Caucasian boy with red hair, they actually dubbed him the freckled face killer in the media. It was highly publicized. Let me pull it up really quick. He unalived at the age of an old boy. And if I remember correctly, I don't want to have to pull up no articles because I didn't watch enough. But if I remember correctly, he unalived the child. And I think he had it in his bedroom or something. We're going to see. Hold on. Let me pull it up. We're going to see. I might even recognize it. I don't want to play that one. Let me see. And I believe he was just released. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Royalty said, I remember him. Yeah.
1993, Savannah, New York. 13 Smith murdered a 4-year-old boy, Derek Robbie, who lived across town. Early that morning, Eric walking alone to a summer camp at the park. Derek to a wooded area, promising him to show him a shortcut. When they were alone, he strangled Derek and beat him to death with rocks. Derek's mother reported her son missing after being told he never worked. Hours later, searchers found Derek's body in just yards away from the park in the woods. A concerned friend of Eric's family reached out to Eric's mother, recalling on the night of the murder, Eric asking what would happen if a murderer was a kid. Shortly after, Eric was brought into the police. Eric denied seeing the little boy at first, but later confessed to the crime. At 14, he was tried as an adult, sentenced to 9 years to life, being held in a juvenile.
I feel like that first of all, that wasn't the best audio or video, because it's going so fast. But so anyway, but to sum it up, he unalived a 4-year-old little boy, and at the time he was 13. He was charged with the crime at 13 and convicted. He went to a juvenile detention center, and he was later incarcerated in an adult facility. He was allowed to, speak to the parole board. I want to say every 2 years they allowed him to do that. And every 2 years, the parents of the little boy made sure that they were at his parole hearing because they did not want him to get out. But he was recently released. So yeah, it's definitely possible to commit a really, really heinous, scary crime at a really young age. And the fact that he went to prison really he was in prison for more. He was in prison for over half his life. Over half of his life. So let me pull this now. Prosecutors. Is it anything else? I think we covered everything. I'm gonna let you guys go. This was a really good live. I know it was gruesome. It's not completely a sad story because even though the child is still traumatized, and the justice may not matter to the 5-year-old baby at this time, I think that kids are punished for what they did. I think it's important for the mother, and as that child grows up to continue to live through that trauma, I think it'll be important for her to realize that she was important enough for us together and make sure that the kids that did that to her got her. And that's another thing when it comes to obtaining justice, especially for us. And the reason I say us is because I know that a large demographic of the people that follow me are African American. Not saying that other races don't follow. What I'm saying is it's harder for us to get the justice that we are due, whatever reason. So the fact that they stuck together the way that they did is the reason why I believe that young lady got her justice. Because when I was watching one of the clips of the story, one of the news anchors said that the calls were flooding into the news station. People were calling left and right. And the community was making such an up had happened to that child. Not only what had happened to her, but the fact that this horrible thing happened and nobody faced any repercussion for what they had done. And so such an uproar, they made so much noise that the news reported it. If all of that wasn't done, it probably would have never been on the news. If the mom hadn't posted it on Facebook, it probably would never have reached that many people. The community hadn't jumped in and petitioned and protested and all of these things, the baby wouldn't have got justice. So do we have to work overtime sometimes to get the justice that we are due as just human beings? Yes. But in the end, it's worth it. In this story, it was worth it. So it's not obviously a complete happy ending. I'm sure she's going to need all types of services for the rest of her life. But the punishment was given is at least a little bit of justice. Justice for the baby. I am too, but I was looking at had made on social media, and she said forget that. She said I still want that 8-year-old charge. Shoot, give a damn that you're 8 years old. Okay. So you guys, I've been on here a little bit. Okay. I'm so glad that you guys joined me tonight. I love the fact that y'all support me no matter what I talk about. Y'all are really like the bomb. Make sure that before you leave, y'all hit that like button. Make sure that you hit the notification bell. And working on a lot of things. I haven't put anything yet, but as you can see, like I'm playing around a little bit with my channel and like thank you, D-Ham. D-Ham said please support the host. I appreciate that, D-Ham. I've been like playing around with my channel and like looking at different color schemes and just trying to be creative and put like my own little touches. I finally am using the song ago. I'm finally using that. And I just want to be creative, y'all. I just want so many stories out here to introduce to you guys. And YouTube can be such a fun experience if you let it be. You know what I mean? So that's what I plan. I'm working on a video right now. I hope that I'll be done because I have no y'all. So I've been working on a video past couple days. So hopefully I'll put so I've been doing that too, y'all, working and just looking at these different stories and just keeping myself occupied with really trying to, I'm not even really that focused on growing my channel. I'm just focused on being creative. I'm focused on learning new stories and then the views and everything with it. You know what I mean? So I'm just having a good time. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it in for the night. Again, thank you guys for whether it was monetary. Thank you for the super chats and the super stickers. Thank you for the cash apps that you sent to support my live stream today. And even if you weren't able to support my live, so grateful that you were here to just listen to me and participate in the chat. You hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, notification bell, hype me up, and I will see you guys soon. All right, y'all. Peace.
Hey, I got a lady. Hey, I got a lady. Hey, name is the upper echelon. She a debater, baby. She can give it to you straight, no chaser. She got the smarts. She got the heart. She got the confidence, baby. Baby, she the upper echelon. You know you intimidated.